this federal civil lawsuit in New York, a local criminal investigation should be involved here to determine if any local officials were involved in any wrongdoing. In other words, do they get a kickback by fixing this bidding process where the bid would probably be much higher and we would pay much more as taxpayers than if it was competitive? Whether anybody involved in that, and usually if that's happened, that's because they're going to get a kickback. Everybody benefits but the taxpayer. He gets screwed. If such an investigation locally is clearly justified, since the mistake and or wrongdoing is directly reaching into the pockets of our citizens, we'll likely be paying for the $1,200,000 no matter what happens in New York. And if these fare increases go into effect, we'll already be paying for this wrongdoing. Now, these are things that often we let slide by because we don't understand them. That's why we bring them up to you on this program and take time explaining it, because it's your money that they're stealing. I don't know if this happened here, but it should be investigated. And that we've got law enforcement agencies to do it if they'll get off their rump. This past Friday, federal judge Paul Godola denied Burton official Charles Abbey's motion to dismiss his bribery indictment brought about by allegations of a payoff to Burton officials by land developer Blake Rizzo. This has been going on a couple of years. I think the next step now is in this proceeding against Abbey will be the trial itself. We'll just have to wait and see. This investigation started about 2.5 years ago by the feds. We've been complaining about what was going on with Rizzo and the city of Burton officials for at least 4 years. Finally, somebody heard us. And as a result, there is a federal investigation. First, it started in the Genesee County Prosecutor's Office to the credit of Arf Bush. He brought the investigation to a head and ultimately charged Blake Rizzo with a crime, and we know what's happened since then. Rizzo is allegedly cooperating with the FBI and helping him put together the cases that he claims he was involved in bribing public officials in Burton, and nothing more has happened other than the Abbey indictment. I'm absolutely sure that they are still investigating, and they have put together some cases, and there may be other indictments. But, only time will tell. As I said, we worked on this process for at least 4 years. And we mentioned on this program time and time again about Rizzo paying off. And as it turned out, we were proven correctly. Jim Kurtzner did a lot of work on this from Channel 66. He was the only journalist that really was on top of this from the very beginning. And we had him on our program, and he had me on his program, and this is the discussion we had that might give you a little better perspective of what happened here. Can you play that, please?
News organization reporting the Blake Rizzo corruption case going to a federal grand jury next month. As Fox's Jim Kurtzner shows us tonight, the case started long before we broke it wide open in December.
To give credit where it's due, former prosecutor and now cable TV host Bob Leonard has been on this for some time.
And we've been talking about 4 years, And nobody's paid attention until you did, you see. You finally paid attention to the thing and broke the story.
The Bob Leonard Show runs every Friday and Tuesday nights on Flint's Comcast Channel 17. He's been compiling his own fat files on Rizzo and Burton. Even provided information to former prosecutor Art Bush got developer Blake Rizzo to testify that he paid bribes to get his projects through to Burton Mayor Charles Smiley, Burton City Administrator Charles Abbey, Burton City Councilman Bob Santilli, and County Drain Commissioner Jeff Wright. They all deny it.
I'm surprised, that they're immediately in 2 months going to impaneling a grand jury, which means they've got some evidence to indict some people.
Rizzo testified he paid off Burton City Administrator Abbey by giving Abbey free land for Abbey's new house in Rizzo's subdivision. This week, Abbey confirmed he's talked with investigators, but would not say whether he was cooperating.
I'd rather not talk about that right now. Any comments from here on out, we might have to go through my attorney.
And if he doesn't cooperate and tell of the wrongdoing the other people are doing, he'll be watching them enjoy their tenure in office still from a prison cell. He'll be watching them on television.
The grand jury part of this case could take months. Jim Kurtzner.